Welcome, everybody. I'm John Cormanick, CEO and head coach at John R. Cormanick Coaching. And I am here today to talk to you about not managing your time. I'm here to talk about managing your energy because actually, that's the only thing you can manage. You can manage. So, we are here as always, and let's dive right in. 25 minutes. I promise I will honor your time. So I want to pull this up. There we go. Mastering your energy, the key to unlocking greater productivity and satisfaction. It is what it's all about. There are more than a handful of articles dating back to 2007 in Harvard Business Review about managing your energy and not your time. I was just at a presentation in Paris by a coach who has 3 players in the top 10 worldwide on professional golfers. And he actually mentioned this, and thus the reason that I'm talking about this subject today. It is because mastering your energy is so very important. 25 minutes, as I said, 14 total slides. Here's what we're going to talk about: why we're here. What is the purpose of this conversation, of this presentation? Number 2, why mastering your energy matters. It's not what you think. Number 3, we're going to dive into very briefly the 7 levels of energy from my coach training at IPEC and Bruce D. Schneider. Number 4, we're going to talk about the Energy Leadership Index assessment, a brief overview, talk about how Forbes recommends it as one of the assessments elite leaders should take. Number 5 is I'm going to give you some practical tips for managing and mastering your energy. And then we'll wrap it all up, put a nice bow on it, 25 minutes, bam, you are out the door. As you can see, not my typical background. I am traveling, and that's why this presentation isn't live for you today. The purpose. Let's talk about the purpose of this presentation with one simple question. Have you ever ended the day feeling like you were constantly busy but got nothing meaningful done? I know I have. I've been on that treadmill. I've been on that hamster wheel. You name it, I've been on it, whether it's from my 25 years of practicing law, leading and operating a successful law firm, or honestly, from my coaching practice, or back in the day when I was in healthcare. There were, and still are, if I'm being honest, fewer, but still are some days where I end the day feeling like I've been constantly busy and I really didn't move the needle a whole lot. Raise your hand if that's you. That's why we're here. That's the purpose of this conversation, is to develop ways and insights into not having this happen anymore, because I'm here to tell you, if you've ended the day feeling like you were constantly busy but got nothing meaningful done, you have not mastered your energy appropriately for the day. It's really that simple. Time management is a myth. Uh, it's just a myth. It's BS. I get it. It's a billion-dollar industry conservatively. I understand. Go on Amazon and type in time management books, and you're going to get a slew of them, some from very well known authors. I'm here to tell you it's a myth. And here's how I know it's a myth. Bam, seconds just passed. Bam, seconds just passed. There is nothing you can do to manage the clock. The clock doesn't care about you. The clock does not take your input. It just keeps marching forward. That's it. Time management has us think that there is some way that we can affect the clock. We can manage the time. It's just not so. And because it's just not so, on the one hand, and on the other hand, because there are hundreds of books, some of which are written by well known people about time management, we think that because we stink at it, we are failing because we can't manage our time the way the gurus and the know-it-alls tell us we ought to be able to. Relax. Take the weight off your shoulders. You cannot manage time, period. You just can't do it. So stop trying. Time marches on. Time doesn't care, and time doesn't take our inputs. It's really just that simple. Elizabeth Grace Saunders, I mentioned article. We're all super enthusiastic. Oftentimes, right? We get going. Of course we do. Otherwise, we wouldn't start. But Elizabeth hits the nail on the head. It's not about starting strong. It's about staying strong. It's about maintaining through the process. And I'm here to tell you that lawyers, my people, who I am one, I coach them. They are my people. I'm here to tell you, lawyers, according to Carol Dweck, who wrote the book Grit, will tell you that lawyers are some of the grittiest people on the planet. Grit is passion plus perseverance over time to achieve a result. So we naturally can stay strong in what it is that we're doing, so long as we are passionate about it. And that brings us really to energy. The key to success isn't really starting strong. Everybody does. Your competition starts strong. The lawyer down the street starts strong. The large law firm, if you're the leader of a mid-sized law firm, the large law firm, they start strong. The key is staying strong. Here's the deal. Time is a finite resource. It passes and you can't make any more of it. Energy is renewable. And I'm not just talking about clean energy, solar and wind. I'm talking about your energy, your passion, your experience. They come into play and they are renewable. Science tells us they're renewable. Time is finite. It cannot be managed. Energy is renewable. It can be mastered. Let's talk about the 7 levels of energy. I am an IPEC certified professional coach. This is IPEC's Institute for Professional Excellence in Coaching, IPEC. It's their framework. One of the reasons that I went to IPEC for my training is I believe in this stuff. It works, period, full stop. It works with every single client that I have. It works for me. So let's talk about energy. As we know, energy can be neither created nor destroyed, right? Some scientists told us that. I think it's Newton, perhaps. If I get it wrong, I apologize. Anyway, there are two types of energy under the energy leadership framework, and that's what we're talking about. Catabolic energy, which is the breaking down, think stress, think fight or flight. And then anabolic energy, think building up, anabolic steroids, bulk up, really good, have the body build up resistance, build up health. Energy, your energy is the same, okay? So, under the energy leadership framework, there are 7 levels. They're depicted in the bullseye chart on the slide. Let's talk about them. Level 1 is victim energy. When we have victim energy, we blame others and we avoid. We avoid confrontation. Level 2 is also catabolic, and it's anger, angry, frustration, things like that. Anybody ever feel that? Yeah, heck yes, right? Then we have the gateway to anabolic energy. And so, what we're talking about for a gateway perspective is it's got some of both. It's got some catabolic energy and it's got some anabolic energy, and it's how we deal with it that tells us which we have more of and keeps us out of the catabolic space. So, level 3 is responsibility. This is coping and rationalization. Oh, that's just the way they are. Oh, that's just the way I am, right? It's rationalization. And then we get into the true anabolic spaces. Level 4 is concern. Most, if not all, of my clients over the years have had a predominant level 4 energy because they're lawyers. And so they got into the law to serve others. Level 5 is reconciliation. What level 5 talks about is win win, right? I'm going to make this a win win. And yes, even if you are a litigator, even if you are a trial lawyer like I was, you can have a level 5 mindset. It's just figuring out who else gets the win. For me, as a criminal defense attorney, it certainly wasn't going to be the state. The state and the prosecutor's office was not going to get the win. It could be the judge, it could be my client, it could be my client's family, whatever, what have you. Level 6 is synthesis. So, level 6 is a place for strategic thinking, something I'm guessing you don't do enough of. And level 7 is non judgment. There is no fear in level 7. What would your life be like if you didn't fear? What would your law practice be like if you didn't have that fear, right? That risk aversion that all lawyers have. What would it be like if you could play in level 7 a little bit? That's just a question for you to sit with. One of the things I want to be really clear on is in these 7 levels, there are no good or bad. There are no right or wrong. They are appropriate and can be appropriate depending on the circumstance. I'll give you a perfect example. I was coaching a new managing partner in a mid-sized law firm. The law firm had a COO who was a non-attorney. The COO had a lot of level 1. They were operating in that victim, blame, avoidance. Oh, I can't push my team to do that, or that type of thing. And so as I was coaching the client, and all of my clients go through an energy leadership index assessment. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But as we were approaching the situation with the COO and my client wanting to change the COO's behavior, my client landed on level 2. What if I built some anger or some frustration in the COO? And the reason that she landed on level 2 was because to get from level 1, that blame, avoidance, what I refer to as Eeyore, to get from there up into the anabolic space is really hard. It's a heavy lift. the pathway or a pathway to it is anger and frustration. So, what my client did was created a scoreboard for the leadership team of the law firm to see with regard to the COO's tasks and their performance. The COO was aghast. Why would you do that? Why would you create a scoreboard? Of course, they had a conversation beforehand. And this is what the sum and substance of the conversation was. Why would you do that? And the COO became uncomfortable, pushed back, became a bit frustrated, and wound up improving their performance because they moved up. They took responsibility, and then they decided to serve. And so they moved up in the Energy Leadership Index. So those are the 7 levels of energy. No good, no bad, no right, no wrong, very situationally dependent. The key is awareness. Where are you on the scale? What's the predominant energy that you are experiencing? Is it serving you? Those are the questions. Let's talk about the ELI, the Energy Leadership Index Assessment. I think the tool is fantastic. It's not just me, it's Forbes magazine. If you're interested and you want the Forbes article, shoot me an email. My email comes at the end. Happy to send it to you. So, what is the ELI, or the Energy Leadership Index Assessment? It's a way to identify your default energetic makeup today, and then it's a way to work on it over time. So, the ELI is a research backed attitudinal assessment that measures your energy profile. Pretty simple. It's proprietary to IPEC, and it's only available to the limited trained people who have an ELI MP, or an ELI Master Practitioner Certificate. That's me. I have one of those. I've been using the ELI for 5 years with every single client. And so, what does the ELI measure? In essence, it measures your APB. No, not all points bulletin. It measures your attitudes, perceptions, and beliefs. And importantly, how they affect your performance, how they affect how you show up. That's the ELI. It is great. It is truly a game changer. My clients tell me it's a game changer. Let's talk about some practical tips to mastering your energy. Number one, be intentional, right? I mentioned those 7 levels. Here, just boil it down for yourself. Catabolic, fight or flight, or anabolic, creative, strategic, team. Where are you showing up? How are you showing up in the circumstance that you're in? Just ask yourself, super simple question, right? Am I in fight or flight? Catabolic energy is all about stress. And because our brains and our biology hasn't evolved all that much since we were living on the savannah, being chased by saber-toothed tigers, we experience stress in a way that has our biology and our bodies believe that it is life or death. Very few of us in 2024 who are attorneys experience life or death situations at work, right? Very few of us do that. Our bodies don't know that, though. Our bodies react as if we are being chased by a lion. And so it is life or death. And when we're in that catabolic space, when we're in that fight, flight, or freeze, right? The fight is level 2, anger, frustration, striking out. That's fight. Level 1, which is, helplessness, that's freeze, right? That is what we're talking about. So be intentional about your energy. That's a practical tip. Check yourself. Just check yourself. It will make a difference. Number two, do daily energy check ins with yourself. Hey, how do I want to show up today? So you set the table. I want to be anabolic even when I've got opposing counsel on the other side who is a pill. We all know who I'm talking about. You have one. I know you have one. I had one. Golly, this prosecutor. Every time I would even think about them, whew, right? It tipped me towards the catabolic state. And I didn't want to show up that way anymore. And so I just set the intention. I am not going to allow that to happen. There are lots of ways to do that. I work with clients all the time on that concept. Daily energy check ins, and then see how you did at the end of the day. How did I do today? On a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being I knocked it out of the park, 1 being I was a darn dumpster fire. How did I do? And then repeat and repeat and repeat day after day. That's another way to master your energy. Number 3, rest and recovery. We do not, in 2024, or whenever you're watching this video, we do not take rest and recovery seriously. I was just at the Olympic Museum in Switzerland, and Olympic athletes rest and recover like world-class resters and recoverers. It is part of their training. Rest and recovery is part of their training. If you have ever trained for an athletic event, you know that rest and recovery is part of it. It has to be. It's called periodization. And so rest and recovery is so important. Build it in. You can master your energy when you rest and recover correctly. If you don't rest and recover correctly, forget it. You're done, because it's so easy to tip into that catabolic state, into that fight or flight. Oh, it's so easy. Number 4, set and maintain boundaries. You've got to set boundaries. I mentioned level 4, right? The level of service. We became lawyers. I became a respiratory therapist, and then I became an attorney, and then I became a coach in the pursuit of service of others. And if we serve others and we don't serve ourselves, we will dip into catabolic energy. We will not master our anabolic space. We just won't. And so, setting and maintaining boundaries. I talk about guardrails with clients all the time. We must set and maintain boundaries. And then, a very simple tip, breath work. Now, you might think breath work is a little woo-woo. I'm here to tell you, do a Google Scholar search on breath work and how it resets your biology. It engages the parasympathetic nervous system. It stimulates the vagus nerve. It does all of these biological things to reset your stress. Breath work, reset. Be intentional, do check-ins, rest and recover like an Olympian, set and maintain boundaries. They are critical to you. Being available 24/7 is not a boundary. It's a lie. Stop doing it. Breath work to reset. At the end of the day, it is impossible to manage time. As I said at the top, time does not care about you. It does not take your input. It just keeps moving. Steve Miller Band. Time keeps on ticking into the future. It does. You can't manage it. So you must master your energy instead. Knowledge without action is useless. You now have knowledge. You can go back and you can review this. You can ping me. I'm happy to send you the slide deck. I'm happy to send you information on energy. I'm happy to have a conversation with you, of course. Let me know. But knowledge without action is useless. Attorneys research things to death and we don't act. There's a gap between knowledge and action. I want you to close that gap. So here are 3 ways to close the gap. Number 1, email me to schedule your Energy Leadership Index assessment and a 1-hour debrief. We'll talk about it. Email me. I'm happy to have a conversation. Number 2, create a daily energy assessment habit. How you doing? Assess your energy every day. In the moment, broadly speaking, during the day, set your intention, evaluate how you did, do your EAH, do your And number 3, move from catabolic to anabolic energy with 5 minutes of deep breathing. You have 5 minutes. I'm here to tell you, you do. You may not feel like you do because you listen to 2 of the 5 lies that lawyers tell themselves. Number 1 is you have to grind all the time to be successful. Number 2 is if I'm not busy, I'm lazy, right? Those sound familiar to you? You have time to give yourself 5 minutes to do just some deep breathing and stare at a wall, stare at a blank wall for a little bit, go for a walk in nature, whatever you may do to reset and engage your parasympathetic nervous system. Let's wrap it up. Ditch the concept of time management. It doesn't exist. Number 2, you must understand your energy makeup. Number 3, recognize you can't add more hours to your day, but you can bring more energy into the hours you have. Here's me. This is what I do: one-on-one leadership and performance coaching for elite partners and law firm owners weekly. Number 2, I run a mastermind group. It's called the Law Leader Syndicate. It's an exclusive monthly mastermind. If you're interested in it, ping me and I'll send you a questionnaire to see if you qualify. It's only for elite people. So the questionnaire will be helpful. Number 3, law firm goal setting retreats. I'm happy to have a conversation with you about that. And number 4, of course, the Energy Leadership Index, attitudinal assessment, and a DISC personality assessment and debriefs. Those are the work that I do exclusively with lawyers. Here it is. If you want to learn more about how coaching with me can empower you to master your energy and take your practice to the next level, email me, john@johnrcormick.com, or you can go to my website, johnrcormick.com, and book a 30-minute discovery session. I'm going to stop sharing. Thank you so much for listening in. I hope you find value. If you did, leave a comment, subscribe, and I will see you next month for November and our topic then. Stay tuned. We'll talk soon. Be well. Bye-bye.